Hi, this is Bobby Brown, and welcome to another fucking podcast.
You kids with your loud music and your Dan Fogelberg, your Zima, hula hoops, and Pac-Man video games, don't you see? People today have attention spans that can only be measured in nanoseconds.
See, son, old legends never die. They just lose weight.
Like a legend and an outerworld bum with a lot of life.
Hello, you crazy dead fucker!
Party time!
Hello, Hollywood. Hello, world. Hello, my loyal minions. It is good to see you, and it's always good to be seen. My name is Izzy Presley, and this is Metal Edge Magazine's Another Effing Podcast with myself and my cohort in crime, the man with his I'm better than you beard, Mr. Paul Gargano from Metal Edge Magazine. Good day, sir.
A good day to you. I actually have to shave today. I can't deal with this anymore.
Yeah.
It's driving me crazy.
I tried doing the beard thing and I shaved underneath, so I had the nice little gimmick, and then it was like 3 days in. I'm like, no, I can't.
I really, it's so funny how different people have different perspectives on things, and you think this is an I'm better than you beard.
No, it's just a joke.
For me, it's an I'm lazier than you beard, because I can't. And here's the other problem. Rika well. Every time I shave, Rika gets mad at me because there's little black hairs all over the bathroom. She's literally the background right now going, So I'm like, I am literally so browbeaten by my wife that I'm afraid to shave because I've got to clean the bathroom. Like, so if there's a single hair anywhere, I hear about it. So I just want to shave. So I'm just, you know what? I'm going to be Santa Claus pretty soon.
Yeah, but
I've already got the boobs. I've got the gray in here. It's coming.
Now, Paul, now remember from last week, they are not boobs. They are chicken baskets.
Chicken baskets. Yes. Oh my God. God bless Chips Enough.
Oh, God bless Chips Enough.
Yeah, I gotta say, I've actually enjoyed listening back to our podcast lately.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, no, it's because podcasts are usually what I put myself to sleep with. And this one will do it.
This one
will do it. But so on Apple, I listen on Apple Podcasts. That's the platform I listen on. And there's a setting where you can automatically turn it off after that podcast. But sometimes if I'm tired, I don't click that. So like if I'm not thinking, I just start and then I put the phone down. And at that point, what happens is all the podcasts that are queued just keep playing. So like I'll fall asleep, like I'm just making this up, but I'll fall asleep like 10 minutes into you, me, and Chip talking. And then like 3 hours later, like Chris Jericho will be in my ear talking about like haunted houses or something, like whatever podcast, you know what I mean? And it's so weird. It's like, what the hell's going on? Or it's just crazy.
Paul, let me ask you this, and this is a serious question. Is your alarm clock sound on your phone my Sebastian Bach impression? Because that would wake anybody up.
It is not. You know what my alarm clock is? I'll give you a million guesses. Let's see. We could do like in a 20 questions form. It is, I'll let you, it's an anime. It's something animated. Okay. So it's cartoon related. And your Sebastian Bach imitation is kind of cartoonish, but yes. No, it is a cartoon, and I will go one step further. It's something we grew up on.
So it's Looney Tunes.
Most people today, it's not Looney Tunes.
Oh,
it's not Looney Tunes.
Is it the Jetsons?
It is not the Jetsons.
Is it the Transformers? Is it G.I. Joe?
It's older than all these things. Dude, I'm 50. It's not G.I. Joe. My little brother.
G.I. Joe in the 80s.
My little brother watched G.I. Joe. I wasn't watching G.I. Joe.
I'm the same age as you, brother. I was watching G.I. Joe in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah. It's Powderpuff Girls, isn't it?
It is It's Strawberry Shortcake. Care Bears. Yeah. No, it is Woody Woodpecker.
Gotcha.
So it's got to be something that will wake me up out of, and I don't usually set. I'm gonna be honest with you. Both Rika and she has an alarm actually set for every morning, but I have not, unless I'm getting up for a flight or something. I don't set an alarm. I get up pretty much when I need to get up. I'm like Kramer and Seinfeld with the internal clock.
See,
Like,
mine is
if I know I have to get up at 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm up at 7:45 and can't fall back asleep because I'm worried that I'll sleep through it. Yeah.
yeah. See, mine is mine's the ultimate jump your ass out of bed, the old school buzz. Man, man, man. That it gets me every time.
I have slept through those.
Wow.
I'll have a dream that I'm on a cruise ship and that's the horn or something. I've woken up to Rika like, turn off your alarm because I'm not turning it off. I'm like, what? I'm dreaming. Like,
so you're
dreaming.
You're dreaming you're on a cruise ship and Doc from the Love Boat has got his finger up your ass. What's going on?
I mean, hold on a second. Speaking of Doc with his finger up my ass, hold on, please hold. This is live radio, or live podcasting. That would be Rika, myself, and Doc from the Love Boat.
Nice. So his fingers up both of your asses in that photo.
So his fingers up both of our asses. Yes. And look, it's crazy. That's, I think, probably the shortest my hair has ever been.
Wow.
I think I got a haircut the day before.
Look at that.
And now I've got the COVID. Yeah, I haven't cut since COVID. So yeah, that's pretty.
That is that's very.
Oh, and by the way, yes, I met Doc in a Kiss Hot in the Shade shirt.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. Of course I did.
That's very Chet from Weird Science.
Yes, that is very Chet from Weird Science, except I don't think Chet from Weird Science had chicken baskets.
No, he did not. No,
yeah,
Bill Paxton was kind of buff at that time.
So check this out. I am not only a co-host, but I'm a supporter as well.
Yeah, look at that.
This is actually Rika's, and just so everybody out there in listening land knows, I pay full price for this shit. This is Rika's because everybody's wife should walk around with a shirt that says "Loyal Minion for Life" on the back of it. It cracks me up.
I absolutely agree.
I also have one for myself, which obviously Rika's is like a petite and mine is a Omar the Tent Maker.
Yes.
So apparently I'm my own Loyal Minion for Life. And I also, because I like to support, I got my Axe shirt.
Dude, I love the yellow shirt. I love the yellow shirt.
I love the yellow Axe shirt. So
once you wash it a couple times, it kind of gets more of a retro vintage look to give it that really.
Yeah, it kind of dies out a little bit.
Yeah, it's fucking great, man.
And I also most of these XLs, I'm in that like weird in between large and XL. Yeah. Like if I wear large, I've got moobs. If I wear XL, that swims on me. So I'm usually the guy that's like got to burn them in the dryer to try to get them to shrink. You know what I mean? Like incendiary heat of the sun, like shrinking my shirt because but anyway, laundry tips fall out of the way. I'm excited for today. I'm excited for today's show. Eric is somebody I really didn't know Eric that well. He was a name that I've always come across over the years, but I got to know him. I got closer with him at M3 last year. I went to my first M3 last year, and Eric is the founder and co-promoter of the M3 festival. So basically everything starts and stops through him. And he also manages bands. He manages Skid Row, where we've been talking about partnering up a few of our acts. He's got Belle Biv DeVoe, some interesting stuff. Jefferson Starship. He's been around in the industry as long as we have, and he's a great guy. We've gotten pretty close over the last year, and I thought it would be a fun, since M3 just announced and the lineups out there. I thought it would be good to just have him on and talk some of the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, and before we go forward with that, speaking of announced, it officially has been announced, the Tom Kiefer LA Guns.
Yes, it officially has been announced now. The Sonic Slam Tour will be going out this summer through June and July. It'll be a full 2 months. We are looking, it is Tom Kiefer headlining, LA Guns, and Faster Pussycat. There's dates are I don't know if they've been updated on the Faster Pussycat site yet, but they're definitely up. Everything that's been confirmed is on Tom Kiefer's site, which I believe is tomkiefer.com, but I'm not positive. But that's gonna be a fantastic tour. I mean, it's all three. I mean, Tammy's been talking about doing something with Tom for so long, and LA Guns and Faster obviously came up on the scene together. They're all friends. It's gonna be a really cool tour.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And just really quick too, next Monday, this is airing Monday the 20th, and oh my God, we're pre-recorded. Next Monday is the Listener Drunken Summit. That will be the 27th. Yes. We have Kyle Havens, the young gun. We have Lori Nickel, the Killer Koala.
The Killer Koala.
And Scotty Strickland from Canada. And you have somebody that you met at M3 last year that loves the show.
Yeah, he basically, I was walking through one of the aisles somewhere, and he's like, "You're Paul Gargano," and we started talking, and he's like, "I love the podcast," and I was like, "Well, you'll have to come on it sometime," and he's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Oh, totally." I'm like, so this was the perfect opportunity. So that shows to go you. If you walk up to Izzy or I in public, you can waste hours of your life on a podcast too.
Absolutely. And we do have confirmed, we're not going to say who it is, but we have a very special guest joining us.
Yes.
And somebody that this
loves
genre loves Aerosmith, and
yes.
somebody from this genre that everybody that listens to this show will know and love.
Yeah. So. And I think we could say we could easily do an hour and a half segment with him alone.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure we will at some point.
And I'm sure we will at some point, but this is when he heard what we were doing, and I told him about it, and I told him how we were having listeners on, and we were going to be going through the Aerosmith albums. He's like, "Sign me up. I'm in. Just tell me the date and time. I'll be there." It'll be a surprise to everybody except Izzy and I. The surprise for Izzy and I will be when he doesn't show up.
and then I have to call Ace Von Johnson.
Yeah, you're like, no, I was gonna say we'll like dress Rika back up as Robert Sweet and be like, "Oh, it's Robert Sweet."
So that's gonna be great. If you guys want to listen to that live, and I always forget to do this when we are live, because we got the guest on, right at the top of the show. So I kind of blow through everything. If you do want to listen to the show live, go to the Spreaker page, Spreaker.com, and you can find me, Izzy Presley, Spreaker.com/user/Izzy Presley. Click the follow button. Then when we go live, you get notified. When you see, baby. When you're notified, when we go live, baby, then you can join the chat. You can jump into the chat room and interact with the miscreant loyal minions that are in there every week and have some fun. And we love each and every one of those. And it's so great to be able to get them involved with the show. So you can listen to live on the Spreaker page. If you can't listen live or don't want to listen live, you can get anywhere that you get your podcast. You can get it. And YouTube as well. So
and I think the great thing about the Listener Summit, at the end of the day, we're all fans. I mean, we do this because we're fans, and that's we wouldn't do it if we weren't fans. And some of the best conversations I have with people are when I just have random conversations with fans at shows, and it's great because it's awesome getting the musicians' input. But you know what?
Yeah.
There wouldn't be musicians without the fans supporting him. So it's good to it's good to do this.
And the official drink
of the
Listener Drunken Summit is the Tom and Jerry, and you can get your batter if you're in Minnesota, you know where you can get your batter. But if not, you can find it on Amazon. It can show up in time for the show. And it's funny, Paul, that the last time we pre-recorded the intro, when I was drinking a Tom, I think we were both drinking Tom and Jerry's.
Could you? By the way, time out. Can you hear the shit my wife is listening to in the background? Is my mic picking it up?
I don't know.
It's like dogs and cats chasing themselves in circles or something. It's over now. She stopped.
No, I cannot. And I should have had these on. I should have had these on already, so we don't have any echo back on the audio. But oh well, fuck it. It is what it is. Well. But somebody commented and goes, "You've inspired me to try a Tom and Jerry." So they went and bought Tom and Jerry's.
And I will say this. You brought us not long ago. You brought me a jar of the Tom and Jerry batter, and you've won me over. I love it. It's literally like the easiest way I could describe it is like a chai tea.
Yeah.
But with booze in it, because it's basically the batter. So you take your coffee mug and you put like a big tablespoon of the batter in. And then you put a shot. I do, and I know you're a bigger lush than I am.
Yes.
So I do 1 shot of rum and 1 shot of brandy. I think you do 2 shots of rum and 2 shots of brandy, right?
That was only because this mug is huge.
Oh, okay.
Compared to this one.
Right. Okay.
So, but this one I just do a shot of each.
Yeah. So I do a shot of each. I just use your batter. And it's almost got like a cookie dough consistency to it.
Yeah.
And then shot of rum, shot of bourbon. Like I would imagine you could put other things in there too. If you're not brandy, rather. If you're not a brandy guy, throw bourbon in there or something. Throw whatever. I mean, you could literally make it with whatever you want. And then you top the glass off with hot water.
Yep.
It's basically like a more complicated hot toddy.
Yeah. And delicious.
Stir it all up and it tastes fantastic.
Little cinnamon and nutmeg on top.
If I didn't have to run errands after we've taped this, I'd probably be drinking. I'd be on my 3rd one by now right now. So, but that's yeah.
So yeah, that is the official drink. And on the Facebook page and on Twitter, I'll tweet it out as well. A picture of it. And there's actually, if you can't get it, like if you're in Australia and the shipping is $50 for a tiny little jar of something, because that's how shipping to Australia is right now. There's I guess there's a really good recipe that you could make your own batter and try it if you're that inclined to do so. So I will, that will be up by the time you see this.
Where do you get it here in LA?
Trader Joe's, not Trader Joe's. Not
Trader Vic's. Trader Vic's.
No, Trader Vic's is the brand.
Okay. I'm like Trader Vic's doesn't even exist anymore, do they? Bevmo. Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Bevmo. Oh my God, somebody's calling me from Hawaii. What could that be? Probably a bill collector. I'm not going to answer the phone. So yeah, get yourself some Tom and Jerry batter and enjoy some with us on Monday. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
So should we get into today's?
Let's do it. Coming up right after this short little intermission, 10-second, 2-second, actually not even that, is just going to flip to that interview. Eric Baker, M3 Festival. Let's do this.
Fantastic. Hello, everybody. We are here right now with Eric Baker. Eric is not a musician, but Eric is someone all the musicians love and love to be friends with, because Eric is the founder and co-producer of the M3 Rock Festival, which I went to my first one last year, and it was amazing. I can't believe it's taken me. Last year was, I believe, the 12th one, right? And it took me 12 years to get to an M3. But Eric, thanks for coming on and joining us here. I'm looking forward to talking about some of the behind the scenes stuff that goes into doing what you do.
Well, the first thing we got to do is talk about the behind the scenes things, because one of the things that nobody will see is the B-roll of you in the pool in a bikini or a women's medium shirt that we just talked about.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Behind the me in the pool at M3. Yeah.
Yes. So there's
in the Barat thong.
Yeah, there was, and there is actually a backstage pool at Merriweather Post Pavilion. And we do expect you in there in a women's medium shirt and bikini bottoms this year.
A women's medium shirt's like a size larger than I normally wear, so this will work just fine.
That's perfect.
Now, Izzy, if I'm not mistaken, I was about to say,
you can just get one of these.
Oh, I love it. By the way, that was like my wrestling uniform in like 4th grade.
That's probably where Izzy got it. If yours is missing.
You're who I got it off of eBay from.
eBay. And you paid extra to have him not wash it.
Yeah, of course.
There's nothing like a high school singlet, a 9th grade high school singlet for an adult.
So the funny thing about that is that thing was a medium, so it was 2 sizes too small, and there was some tucking and some puckering going on just to make everything fit.
I would be worried about the extra large being like too big and sagging in some spots. Like, do you need strings falling out of places?
Yeah, like that would definitely be a problem. You know, that would just be the like ugliness of ugly, like an extra large singlet on a small child.
I think that the goal of this podcast should be to make sure there is an entire army of singlets walking around at M3.
You know what? I actually think we should be selling M3 singlets.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I have a feling Izzy will have them up on the podcast merch site before the show is
By the
over.
way, God bless you if you do. I am like if they're numbered, I got to be like buyer number 1.
Yeah, I know they don't offer them, but I do have I have my yoga pants with my face on them, which is awesome. But yeah, there's no singlets, unfortunately.
Hold on. The yoga pants with your face on them is something. I'm not sure awesome is what we're going for.
Oh, it is awesome.
You know what? Awesome to one is rather horrific to another. Someone once told me.
I will say this, since we're on the merch front, before we jump into M3, Izzy, I got my, I ordered another fucking podcast t-shirts off the site. And I ordered one obviously for my wife. And it's kind of funny that she's got now a shirt that says another fucking podcast on the front and loyal minion for life. Like, how many husbands can have their wife walk around with a shirt that says loyal minion for life?
That's awesome.
It's kind of funny.
That is, can we curse on this thing?
Oh, it's called another fucking podcast. So yeah, please go ahead.
That would make sense. And by the way, since my 3rd grade education just like went like out the door right there, that is fucking epic. And I say fuck every other word because I'm from Jersey, even though I live in the West Coast now. But, I don't know if like anybody saw the interview that I did with my wife last year. I will send you the link. You have to. I'm sure you're going to want to cut it in because my wife's a doctor, but she's a TV doctor. And she's like known as like America's top sexual wellness doctor for women.
Are you married to Dr. Ruth?
I'm, yeah, duh. You don't know I'm Dr. Ruth Baker?
Yeah.
Dr. Ruth Baker.
Dr. Ruth Baker. Well, I mean, you said you're Jewish, so I figured, there might be a connection there.
So her name's Dr. Jen Berman. Close. She's the next Dr. Ruth, but a little bit hotter and a tiny bit taller.
Okay.
Taller.
A little bit.
Yeah, just a tiny bit. We don't want him too tall though.
Right.
Because it takes away from the whole mystique of the Dr. Ruth thing. But yeah, we did an interview backstage about like the pandemic last year and what it's like for artists, and she deals with a lot of celebrities. She was on the show The Doctors, and I'm not plugging her on this, but it was very funny about like she walked around and saw a lot of people and just like she talks to everybody, and and it was like her whole thing was like what to do during a pandemic when you're coming out of a pandemic, and it was like go to M3, see music, have sex. And I was like,
hey,
I thought it's like very fitting for this show.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
that is
that's a prescription.
That's a prescription prescribed by the doctor.
Yeah, exactly. Not Dr. Ruth, but Dr. Ruth would agree.
Dr. Ruth would concur. Yes.
Also, Dr. Love would also agree with that.
Yeah. You know what? I think even if we had to, Dr. Drew would agree. We're just throwing every doctor out there. So in case we have to do like some SEO shit on the back end, like everything will just come up. Like we're working the podcast.
We're like the Trident gum of podcasts. 4 out of 5 dentists approve. 4 out of 5 doctors approve. Yeah.
Exactly. 4 out of 5 doctors approve. Listen to the fucking podcast.
Yep.
Go to M3. Have a lot of sex.
There you go. In no particular order.
Right.
No,
exactly.
No, you can actually be going to M3 while listening to the podcast while having sex on the lawn.
See, there you go.
In a singlet. In a singlet.
That's too big so to pop out.
And the one doctor that does not agree, this is for all you old fuckers out there, Dr. Vinny Boombots. Hey.
Well, let's talk about M3 a little bit, because I got really excited when I saw this. Yeah, let's just a little bit, because by the way, just so you know, you said this isn't a shameless plug, or this isn't a plug. We are not adverse to shameless plugs on this show.
Oh no.
They happen frequently and often.
Oh, good.
Like, yeah, if I could direct people to the Metal Edge site to buy vinyl, I'm doing it. And if Izzy could plug one of his shows, he's doing it. It is not, we are not adverse.
Good, because this segment is brought to you by the Slave to the Grind coffee, brought to you by Skid Row.
Nice.
There
nice.
we go. Nice. See, that's how we do this. So for those that don't know, Eric is also a band manager. He manages Skid Row and Belle Biv DeVoe. Who else? Jefferson
Starship.
I couldn't remember, was the airplane or the Starship. I was also Jefferson Starship.
Belle Biv DeVoe. There is no airplane anymore.
There's no airplane. Yes, it's Starship. It's Starship.
It is,
So
there's Mickey's Starship, which is Mickey Thomas.
Yeah.
And then there's Jefferson Starship, which has David Freiberg, who was a member of Jefferson Airplane as well, and
Gotcha.
Quicksilver Message and Service, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, he's the OG. I mean, he was actually down with the Grateful Dead in Egypt in '78. Like,
wow.
I mean, he is the OG. I mean,
wow, he's got to have some great stories.
It's unbelievable, and he's the most humble guy in rock and roll. And what an honor to just be able to sit with him and listen to his stories, which he actually is pretty uncomfortable talking about, because he's just like, you know what, it was it's just life. He'll never put it in a book.
Mhm.
Wow.
You know, nope, he doesn't want credit for anything. There's stuff that we could talk about offline that he really should have credit for, and he just will not take credit for it. He doesn't want it.
Wow.
Some pretty famous people that he discovered also by accident that lived on his couch in the hate. You know,
wow.
It's pretty fucking cool. But yeah, I mean, everybody is like all these people. I managed the Isley brothers for a long time.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, and amongst others, and managing good people is really important.
So how long have you been managing?
Been managing since a while. I mean, way over a decade. But I come from the record label world.
Okay. So what came first, management or M3? Because you're going into the 13th year of M3.
M3 came first. The
M3,
egg came before the chicken on this one.
Okay.
And so, well, maybe I don't know which is which, but it's the chicken M3 on this one.
The egg came before the singlet. Yeah,
exactly. The wrestler became before the singlet. What did come first, the uniform or the wrestler?
Yes.
So interestingly enough, I come from the label world, like I just said, and I was actually Warren's college rep.
Oh wow! Okay.
Way back when, and I booked Warren at M3 way back in the beginning, and I want to say it might have even been the second year. We had Janie the first year.
Oh wow!
As a solo.
Yeah,
okay.
Solo. No, it was either Warren the second year or whatever, and it was great to see the guys, and they we just started talking about like, hey, we know radio promotion, you did that forever, and you obviously know touring, and I was doing a lot of brand marketing deals. I had Oakley as a client and AT&T as a client, and it was really fun, but it was a grind. I mean, I was out on the road producing a ton of their music strategies, and I wasn't home a lot, which is fine. Also, I didn't have my son at that point yet, or was just about to, and Warren and I just decided to talk, and it was like, yeah, maybe we should try like doing this management thing. Mm-hmm. And Warren was my first client. And they're not a client anymore, but we're uber close. I think anybody that manages besides like 5 people in the industry know that like the day you get hired, there's a countdown till you get, let go. Or you part ways amicably, which is what Warren and I did. And Joey and I talk on a weekly basis still, or bi-weekly basis, still one of my closest friends. And that's the way it should be. Not everything has to be like one of those, you're fired and fuck you. This was like, hey, listen, we don't need a manager right now. We're where we want to be and what we're doing.
Right.
And if you don't want to move in a certain direction, you just don't need one. There's no reason to pay commission if you don't need to if there's certain things that don't need to be done. And that kind of like got me into it. And it was a great learning experience. Love the guys. They take it to the highest fucking level, those guys.
Yeah.
In anything they do. So, and that's kind of how I got into it. And then it kind of just morphed into, more artists and more artists, and some were good, some were bad. And then I just realized, I joined a company called Primary Wave over 6 years ago. I was on my own, and I joined a company called Primary Wave 6 years ago, which was probably the best business decision I ever made on the management side. They're a publishing company first and a management company as well. And it just raised the level of artists that I was able to get by having this like huge machine behind me.
That's fantastic. Have you noticed like one thing, because I mean, as people know who watch the show and listen to the show frequently, I manage bands.
Yep.
One of the things I think changes, and you said it.
By the way, you're a great fucking manager, by the way. I just want to say that for anybody that doesn't know, you are like, besides the fact that like we worked on some stuff just through M3, just talking to you on a manager to manager stuff that we talk about just outside of all this stuff.
Yeah.
And common interest in what we do. You're a great fucking manager.
Thank you, Eric.
So people that are looking for a manager, talk to you.
One of the things that I find very interesting is, and I think you and I have, we have very similar approaches to management, and you said something about, the countdown starts to, either getting fired or splitting amicably. Being that you have M3, being that I have Metal Edge, being that we have these other interests, it almost makes it more vital for us to treat the artist in a different way, because we can't afford to have bad relationships. You can't have a parting of ways with an artist and have it impact you negatively on the other side of your work, which I think is also a different perspective, because you just can't be like, well, fuck him, we don't work together anymore. You've got to have that like friendliness all the time, because look, I may not manage you anymore, but I'm still going to support you in Metal Edge, and I'm still going to do this, and you've got M3, and it's like it kind of takes a whole nother level of maturity to doing management, because you can't have animosity with bands. No, you can't. You don't want to have it with anybody. I mean, when I was younger, I grew up like in this, and by the way, I also managed Riley's LA Guns, which I didn't mention because we like went off on a tangent. I mostly did, but one of the other things is, I worked in such an intensity and such an intense level doing radio promotion of like, you're like this and you're getting slammed from above down, and you're like hammering radio stations and nonstop and getting rejected, and then going to the next one and getting hammered, and and then as you move up the ladder, you're hammering your staff, and it was like a constant hammering, and like all of a sudden, like you slow down and you're like, now what do I do? Like even on vacation, you didn't go on vacation. You know what you did? You went on a vacation where other promotion people went, and you'd get on the golf course and you'd like be talking about radio promotion. It's like, you didn't know how to shut it down.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I think like radio promotion is a master's degree in life. You learn how to take rejection, you learn how to be thick-skinned, you learn how to treat people. You're also the artist liaison. So, in a market, so you learn basically how to manage that artist. You also learn how to become a chameleon. You're on the phone with somebody who can't take hammering, and you have to become their friend, and they have one personality, and then the next person in that market has a whole different persona. And it was really, I am so lucky that I got to do it. And I got to do it for incredible bosses. All these guys were my mentors, even when I moved up the ladder, and, there's always someone above you, Did you do radio for a label, or did you do it indie? No, all label stuff. So I started out at MCA, then I went to A&M, RCA, Roadrunner, and then a label called Ecstasy. Which was, if any, Yoshiki, which was, why am I blanking on what band Yoshiki was in? The Japanese band.
Loudness?
No.
I was like, I was thinking Loudness. You said Japanese band.
No. It would make sense. No, way bigger though. He's like one of the most famous Japanese artists in the world.
Well,
there's no band
Yoshiki.
There's no band bigger than Loudness.
Well, Yoshiki, he's the one that did Black Diamond on Kiss My Ass, right?
Yes, and he is also like the biggest selling classical artist in Japan, as well as the biggest selling metal artist in Japan. And when the guitarist committed suicide, there was copycat suicides there. I mean, this guy is like a freak, huge artist genius in Japan. And it was a Warner Brothers label, and they did some kind of label deal with them and other publishing deal. And That's why it's Ecstasy started. It was a great label. I mean, it was very cool.
All right. He's
Anyway.
The band is X Japan.
Yes, X Japan. Thank you.
X
I
Japan.
mean, it kind of makes sense. It was like in the name.
Yeah, I don't know how none of us. Yeah. I'm not familiar with that band at all. So I will admit, I will.
By the way, he's a drummer, and he was like twirling around on drum sets before Tommy Lee was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You got to watch videos of this guy, and I think there's a documentary about him. I mean, he's incredible. And so I did that, and then kind of got into this, and here we are.
Here we are.
I'll give a shameless plug. That segment was brought to you by Primary Wave Publishing. If anybody has something
there you go.
Rights,
there you go.
Please call me at 310-963-7756.
This shows how good of and smart of a manager that Paul is. Paul will not manage either of my bands. So there you go. But Eric, now you said you have Riley's LA Guns and the other guy from Starship, Jefferson Starship, blah, blah, blah. So how is it for you having clients on your roster that have two versions of the band?
That's such a great question, because I managed Warrant when Janie was still alive. Mm-hmm. I managed Jack Russell, and there's Great White, and all of those things have led me to like this. So one, there's two different things, Riley's LA Guns and Tracy is a totally different dynamic than Mickey and Jefferson Starship. So let's start with Jefferson Starship and Mickey. There's no animosity between those two artists at all. So like with Jefferson Starship and Mickey Starship, it's the same. You fight for the same ticket that you fight with Foreigner, Heart, Kansas. It's just, there's a lot of great music out there, and there's only so much money that someone could spend. There's only so many times that person could go out. You're dealing with legacy or great legacy artists. With Tracy and LA Guns and Riley's LA Guns, it's a little different, because you have one version that is really spewing out negativity and one version that's not answering to it. And lawsuits and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so it's a little different. You have to listen. I really believe in Kelly and Steve and their vision and the other guys in the band. And I think they're great people. Okay. And there's something to be said about working with great people. And I'm not saying anything bad about Phil or Tracy.
Right. Yeah.
All right. They're allowed their opinions, and the beauty of this country is you're allowed to say whatever the fuck you want to say about anybody. Mm-hmm. I just don't personally go on saying negative shit about people. I don't think that's the way to conduct business. I think Tracy is a great musician, and he's gone on and done great things in his career. Good for him. You know what I'm saying? And he could go on and do great things with his band, being positive as well as being negative. So why not just fucking take the high road? That's my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. But I got nothing bad to say about him. When he was on Polydor, I had to take him around in Seattle when I called 94. He and I mean, he probably doesn't even remember it. He and I had a great time going around. That was my experience with Tracy before all of this. Yeah. And that's really the only times I've ever had conversations with him. So personally, I don't really know him since, I've never really spoken to him since 94. So I can't really judge him as a human being. Mm-hmm. Just wish it was all positive. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
Just, and by the way, you just segment your two artists more.
Okay. Well, I mean, because we obviously live in an era where, I mean, there's a lot of, let's face it, and let's be honest, there's a lot of people as far as fans go that they know the logo. They don't know who the fuck is in the band. They know the logo and they know the songs. They don't know that so-and-so is singing. They don't know blah, blah, blah. They go, oh my God, LA Guns is playing. So they go to see LA Guns.
You're right about that. And it's very interesting that you said that, because, the first year that Riley's LA Guns played M3, they were still called LA Guns. Mm-hmm. And there was a ton of negativity on the chats because, the other group was putting it out there. That's fine. And I said to the guys, and I wasn't working with them, I said to them, listen, just go out and fucking kill it. Like, who cares? cares? You
Mhm.
know, like
Yeah.
you guys are good people. Just go do what you do. And there was so much positivity towards them after. And by the way, most people didn't know, as you just said, that it was a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
version. You
Yeah.
know?
And that's the thing. Most people, a lot of people, I won't say most, a lot of people don't know. We were at Journey. God, this was, I think no, it was Arnell. Arnell was in the band at that point. There were people that thought it was Steve Perry. I mean, it was
Yeah.
just, there's people that just don't. I managed Drowning Pool. There's people that literally, if I'm on tour with Drowning Pool for a month, which I'll usually go out with Drowning Pool. If I'm on the road with them for a month, at least once a week, someone comes up and asks if they could meet Dave Williams. They don't even realize that, like, the singer's Jason Moreno. Like, they go on. They don't know. They just they're music fans, but they're not obsessive like we are. You know, they can't.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it boils down to.
Can I tell
They
you a
want to hear
great
the song.
story? Let me tell you this great story because it really goes back to what you guys are saying. It's so like important. So I'm with Jefferson Starship out, and like I said, every time you're with them, it's a fucking honor. Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, every one of my artists, I feel like it's an honor that they have me around them. And that's why I'm lucky to work with every one of them. Like sitting with Belle Biv DeVoe and hearing like how they changed fashion in the 90s, which they did, and the way hip hop artists changed the way they looked, you know, which is true. None of them wore Timberlands before Belle Biv DeVoe did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Think about that, you know. But anyway, so we're out with Jefferson Starship, and the tour manager, for whatever reason, couldn't be at that show. She's also tour manager for the Zombies. They might have been like getting inducted into the Hall of Fame or something like that night. So I was like helping the merch person set up. We used a local merch person at that show. And I was kind of explaining like how to do the merch. And so a woman walks up, and it's in a casino, and the band's eating dinner. The woman walks up to the merch table and says, "It's the first time I've seen them in 30 years. And I said, "Oh, you must be really excited about this." And she's like, "Well, I've been mad at them." And I'm like, "Really?" And she's like, "I came to see them and they didn't play a song." So I go, it's hard to be mad at a band because they didn't play a song. But I remember going to see Genesis. They didn't play Abacab, and I was pretty fucking pissed. But it's Genesis and Abacab.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I'm like, well, what song was it? And I forgot what she said. I want to say it might have even been Miracles or something like that. So I'm like, and I asked her what the year was and everything. So I get to dinner, and I said, like, I tell the band the story. And Freiberg, who's like, you know, knowledgeable and obviously probably co-wrote the song. And he's like, yeah, the song wasn't written. I'm like, so it just goes to show, like, people, go to fucking see rock music and enjoy yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's no fun. Just have fun.
Exactly.
You know?
And look, just to be transparent about the LA Guns things, I'm very good friends, very, very good friends with guys in the Tracy and Phil version.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in the thank yous on the new record. So it's like, but you know, it's like you can have a conversation about it straight down the middle. Just for everybody listening that knows my relationship with Ace and Johnny and that band too. So,
and by the way, I think Ace is fucking great. I always liked him. And
Yeah.
by the way, every conversation I ever had with Phil when he's played M3, it's always been very lovely. I mean, I think he, you know, he's always been really like gracious to me and nice. Whatever it is, these guys are squabbling. They got to fucking put it to the
and you know, and Eric, you and I, we've talked a lot about this, you know, like, look, whether it's Stephen Piercy with the Rath situation, Queensryche with the Jeff Tate situation, LA Guns, the reality is these guys, sadly, you said it before about lawsuits, like lawsuits destroy, they just destroy. And at the end of the day, I mean, why can't, and again, not trying to sound cheesy, but why can't everyone just get along and figure it out? Because at the end of the day, like, the only people making money are the lawyers. Once you start suing for this and suing for that, it's ugly. And it's just, it harms relationships and it hurts friendships. And it's just, you know, it's at the end of the day, it's rock and roll. And you know what? Bad decisions were made, wrong decisions were made that led to whatever happened. Live with it, move on with your life, and don't be bitter about it. And that's it. It's just.
Listen, here's the thing. I mean, remember the days when you used to fucking play in your garage?
Yeah.
I mean, the three of us are here because we all probably weren't good enough to be out there. So, I mean, I know I was. Okay. But I still remember the day I went to my first AC/DC show with my guitar teacher and one of my best friends. And we're sitting in the back of Madison Square Garden, like in the second to last row, farthest away from the stage. And I see these guys in between sets, the opening act, and I don't remember who it was, in AC/DC doing something on stage. I'm like, I'm never going to be good enough to be on there because I don't have the dedication, but I want to do that. And I knew when I was 12, I was going to be in the music business because that's what I wanted to do. And these guys have, like, you know, worked their ass off to do a 1 in a million job.
Yeah.
Okay. The odds are stacked against you.
Yeah.
You know, you're better together than you are apart.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you're, you know, obviously I think Mason, I mean, wow, like Warren couldn't get a better guy.
Right.
Yeah. I agree.
You know
I
I mean?
agree. Robert's incredible.
Yeah.
Right.
And one of my favorite people in the world, by the way.
Oh,
and
yeah,
also,
true story. I was at Lake Elsinore and Warrant was playing. Someone called him Janie. I was just like,
oh, I know.
People don't know. People just don't know.
Yeah, you told me that. That's funny.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
some people still think that Tommy Thayer is Ace Frehley, and that one really hurts me. But you know, what can you do? Paul, really quick, you are either seeing the light, becoming an angelic, or there's some glare going on.
You know what happened? It's really funny because
I thought it was our glaucoma kicking in.
No, what happened? Usually we tape at night and it's not an issue. There's a window right on the side of my computer and the sun shifted. So it's like, there you go. I actually thought it was kind of cool. I was waiting for spirits to start like moving around. But I've literally been distracted by it myself. So yeah.
I really thought it was my glaucoma.
Well, I mean, look,
I've literally had 2 cataract surgeries in the last couple of years, so I know it's not me.
But maybe it's cataract. That's what it is, not glaucoma.
Look,
See,
I mean,
you got that film,
going back to your point, but I mean, I am so fucking lucky to be able to do what I do on the Monsters of Rock cruise. You know, I host karaoke and I act gets to play on there and I do the cruiser jams. So being on that stage at that level, even though I may not be the musician that a lot of those musicians are, I get it. I mean, I completely fucking get it. I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's just fucking weird. Like, grow the fuck up, people. Enjoy your life. Stop fucking bitching at it. And I don't care who it is. And I'm not pointing this to the LA Guns people.
Right.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, we got to have learned something through this pandemic. Okay. Be kinder and wiser to each other. And wait, listen to the fucking podcast, go to M3 and have sex. All right.
In a singlet.
In a singlet.
With a hole in it so you can at least have sex. Stop dry humping.
Without chafing. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. We're not in third grade, people.
Come on, we're smarter than this. So let's jump to M3. Let's jump because I for one got really excited when I saw this year's lineup. The band right away that jumped out at me was Blue Oyster Cult. I love Blue Oyster Cult.
I love that.
I am so psyched to see Blue Oyster Cult at M3. So what, like, for you, do you have a list of bands that, like, every year you're like, can I get this band? Can I get this band? How do you put it to, do you start with, you know, I know an early lineup, I heard there was a band mentioned that I know isn't on it now. I'm just saying you must go through so many configurations as you're putting this together.
I do.
Yeah.
This one was actually, I'm on version 8, which is usually, I'm just looking at my computer to see what version I was on.
Yeah.
But usually I'm like on version 16 at this point, like by the time we go on sale.
Yeah.
We were going to do something completely different this year. And then we decided not to go that route. It wasn't going to be 90s, just putting it out there. We will never do that. So for anybody listening to this, we are going to stick to what we do. We're never going to go that route. It will be a different festival if we do that. Okay. But Blue Oyster Cult is such a great question because, you know, there's a couple reasons why Blue Oyster Cult came to mind for me. Okay. One, we can't keep repeating the same artists. Okay. We're running out of them, by the way. So I try to change it up. And it started out like
on the bright side, you have 2 versions of half of them. So that makes you twice as many bands you could book.
Yeah, and by the way, but remember, nobody knows the difference, so they still think it's the same thing. So like a couple of years, like it started out the first time I put Night Ranger on, okay, and which is not really hair metal, but it was definitely arena rock. So I'm like, we're not hair metal, we're arena rock here. And Night Ranger has become a fan favorite. And then I did Loverboy, and I was like, you know, Loverboy did not go over as well as Night Ranger did, but they have the hits. And so I'm trying to think of like, okay, from the 70s, 80s era, what's big? Like what imaging also, like I started thinking about like when I wore concert shirts back then, what concert shirts did I fucking love? And what was a period of like the fucking Reaper, Godzilla, more fucking cowbell. You know what I'm saying? It's like Blue Oyster Cult had to be there. And by the way, going back to Jefferson Starship again, because it always seems to go back to that. When I actually went to pitch Jefferson Starship, they were actually supporting Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So I went, and so I've seen Blue Oyster Cult a number of times at this point because they tour a lot together. They're ridiculous. And I just felt like they appealed to so many people. And I was just like, but those songs and that imaging and the concert shirt, and it's like it all came back. There's no difference between like people that go to see them or go to see Stryper.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And so I was like, that's the fucking one this year. And we used to do it on Friday night. That's like how we always like kind of parlay someone like new in there. But Doro couldn't play on Saturday. And so I was like, okay, no worries. We'll put Doro has to get back to Europe on Saturday for a Sunday gig. And I thought it was really important to have Doro on the fest. So, you know, you make adjustments. And so there we go. But I fucking love that you said Blue Oyster Cult because, by the way, I started looking at their social numbers. They're freaking huge.
No, I love that band. And plus, it's almost, I think it's more important to get them out in front of people now because, you know, Ghost is out doing what Ghost does. And there would be no Ghost if it wasn't for Blue Oyster Cult. I mean, there's 100%. There's no secret there whatsoever. I mean, there would absolutely not be Ghost without Blue Oyster Cult. It just,
by the way, I love Ghost also.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
By the way, I'd put Ghost on if I could, but it would change the fest.
Yeah, exactly. It would change the effects completely. So, has Blue Oyster Cult been someone you've been after for a while, or was this just this year? Nope.
No. By the way, they have a great agent and a great manager. You know, and those are also things that we look at. It's like, how is this going to be a very difficult thing? Is this going to, you know, they have a great team behind them, and their agent and manager is a guy named Steve Shank, and their other agent that they work with, they're with TKO, and they work with Jim Lance also, who we have a great relationship with, and. You know, Steve Shank is like an incredible manager. And there was just some parameters, easy parameters to make happen. And that was that. And I was like, and like every single thing, the response time is quick. And it's like kind of like Paul, just very much like you know, it's like, let's just figure out how to do this right and do it at the highest
level. Get it done.
Yeah. But do it right.
Get it done.
And so, I mean, like, I was like, this is a pleasure. Like, this is like exactly what I want, you know, in the fest. And I think it fits. And I think that the response has been really good. And I can't wait for people to see him.
You know, the one that popped out to me was Count 77 and my buddy Danny Coker.
Yeah. So that's an interesting thing, you know, that came, and I didn't know Count 77 at all, just to let you know. That came from one of the partners at IMP said, you know, this guy's huge, he's a friend, you know, how do we get him on? You know, he's definitely good for some tickets. And just, you know, and it's a cover band, have him do the VIP thing. It's like a great way to do the VIP.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it seems like a really good idea.
Yeah.
You know, like we did the Iron Maidens last year during the VIP thing, and I thought that was great. And you know, and by the way, Iron Maidens are really good.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, and I'll give them a plug right now. Iron Maiden. This segment is brought to you by the Iron Maidens, who will be touring in the spring. I don't have nothing to do with the Iron Maidens.
Yeah, they are. There's actually a pretty cool tour going for them this spring.
Yeah, and they're touring with a group called the Burning Witches.
Yes, that was just going to say we could plug the Burning Witches because they're going to be touring with the Iron Maidens, and Burning Witches are on M3.
Yep.
That's
and Burning Witches are pretty cool also. And Burning Witches, once again, you know, they have a great agent, great team around them, same manager as Doro. People always ask for more stuff from Europe. You know, I check them out. They have great socials. Music's cool. They're hot. The imaging's really fucking right on with what we do. And you know what? Not taking too much of a risk as an early band on a Sunday.
Yeah.
They're touring here. Why not?
Yeah.
And I think people are gonna be psyched about it.
Yeah, another one I was excited about, and this is again not one of the bigger artists, but the Choir Boys. The Choir Boys were another one. Yeah, that was.
I fucking love Spike. I love Spike.
You know, it's funny because I want to say I saw them for 3.5 minutes on the cruise when they played like the island one day. But I was like on the boat going back, and they were still playing, and but I've always wanted to see them. And I've wanted to have them over here before. And Snake and I were talking one day, and we're like, this was just the year that I was able to get them. I mean, I've definitely been inquired before, been trying to get them for years. And this is just the year I was able to do it.
The one, I mean, one of the things that I love, like last year, like I said, last year was my first one. Steelheart blew me away last year. I mean, that was the one. And I think there's always going to be those bands that you just, you know, that are earlier in the day. They're not there because like, and it was funny. Probably my biggest surprise was Night Ranger, because I know all the Night Ranger songs, but we had so much fun because it was just like all the artists were down there watching Night Ranger at that point on the side of the stage. It was just like in the floor on the side. And it was just like everybody was just having the time of their life. And you don't realize, you know, the Night Ranger, everyone knows Sister Christian, but as you're going, you forget that they had hit after hit after hit. And then just when you forget they had hit after hit after hit, they throw a damn Yankees song in there. And then you're going, oh my God, what's that?
Yeah. You know, it's like I'm going to say like something about like a couple bands, like, so Night Ranger, just like going back to the past. It's like Night Ranger brings you to a place that lets you forget where you are in the present.
Yeah.
Yes.
It completely brings you back. For me, being 16 years old, 17 years old, going to Great Adventure in New Jersey, seeing them play there. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck right now. This is bringing me to a great, happy place in my life. Not that I'm not happy now, because it's completely fortunate, but I'm just saying, like, it just lets you forget. And by the way, once again, great manager, great agent, easy to deal with. There's none better than Jack Blades either. You know, it's like these people are at the highest level. Like, that's why, like, guys like bands like Night Ranger are successful. Besides the gazillion hits, like we've all seen bands with a gazillion hits do nothing at this level at this time of their career. Okay, except collect checks and suck and do whatever. But it's like, it just brings you back, and you're like, fuck, like even some of like the songs that weren't the biggest hits, that were just their moderate hits, and you're like, wow, I remember hooking up during that song, you know, like that's the fucking shit. Like, it's amazing, you know. And once again, but I'll tell you another band that I've wanted to do for a while, and it kind of just always slipped my mind, Zebra.
Oh yeah.
And I will tell you, it was a little weird. I had to call Randy Jackson. I was like, it's freaking weird, man. Like, took me forever, like, to learn bass parts to Zebra growing up, and you know,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
I can't wait to see these guys play. I've never seen Zebra play.
I haven't either. There's a handful on here I have not seen.
Who else haven't you seen?
I have not seen. Let me look. I've seen all the headliners, you know, going from the top down. I haven't seen Yngwie in forever, but I have seen Yngwie. But it's been at least 20 years since I've seen Yngwie. I don't think I've ever seen Tony Harnell live. I love Tony. He put out
never seen him either.
He put out that song. I can't remember the name of the band right now. I'm flaking. He did a band during quarantine, and it was literally one of the best songs I've heard in a long time. I played the hell out of it. And I can't remember it. It's driving me nuts, but I'll figure it out. I have not seen XYZ.
Terry's great. I mean, did you ever see? You saw Terry when he was in Great White, though, right?
Yes, I did see him with Great White. Yeah, I just never saw XYZ.
Yeah, XYZ.
No, XYZ is great.
I've never seen Leatherwolf.
I've never seen Leatherwolf either.
I've seen Heaven's Edge. So,
wait. Okay, so here's the question for Heaven's Edge. Dave Rath, one of my favorite people, the drummer. 2 songs, 3 songs till he pulls his shirt off. That's the bet. I'm going the over/under. 2 or 3 songs. Dave Rath, if you're listening. So Dave Rath is an A&R person. He's like a very famous guy in the music business. Yeah. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet in the world. One of the funniest people you'll ever meet in the world.
Dave's awesome. Dave's awesome.
But he is one of the funniest people.
Yeah.
And so Dave, I'm putting it out there. The over/under. 2 or 3 songs till you rip the shirt off.
I'm gonna go warm. I'm gonna go with the 2 or 3. What's the over/under at though? Is the over/under at? Is it 2.5? Is the over/under at 2.5 songs?
We'll go 2.5 because you can't make it like an even. You gotta go 2.5.
You gotta go 2.5. So I think I'll take the over.
Take the over.
I'm gonna take the over.
See, I can't bet because I can always manipulate it.
Yes.
I'm like the Kirk Herbstreit of the or the Lee Corso. I could put the helmet on and figure it out. I can't do it. I can manipulate it. But so okay, we got an over here.
I got an over.
Izzy, what you got?
Over.
Well, see, I was thinking you were going to go more of a Jimmy the Greek. You know.
By the way, that would have been better, but I don't think Jimmy like wasn't alive when they were doing like, putting the mascot helmet on. Gotcha. That's an excellent point. He was just like, listen, I'm going to shoot you if you disagree with me.
Right. This has been bugging me for a long time now, and it has nothing to do with what M3 or anything, but on the NHL network, they have this guy that just hold on, because this annoys the fuck out of me. They have this fucking dude from DraftKings that comes on and fucking talks about like betting lines. And he's always wearing like a sweatshirt and a fucking baseball cap. And this is my thing. Dude, you were on national television. Dress like a fucking adult. All right, cool. I'm done. I just had to get that out of my system.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Says the guy in the Waffle House hat.
Is this national television?
A fucking Canadians jersey.
No, St. Cloud State University.
Oh, okay, cool. But you are the captain of the team, so that's cool.
Yes, absolutely.
That's where it's
absolutely.
No, he's the captain. He's the captain of the overnight shift at Waffle House.
Exactly.
God damn it! No,
he's still got the C on it. You and I don't have a C on our shirt.
We don't have a C. No, we don't have a C.
What were we talking about? My over/under.
2.5 for Dave Rath. 2.5. Dave Rath taking off the shirt.
They have been on the Monsters cruise, and I think I caught them very briefly because I'm usually walking around drinking a lot. I'm gonna go the under. I'm going the under. I'm going the Jimmy DeAnder route.
Okay, you know what? Do you guys know Robbie Hoffman?
I do not.
He manages Extreme. He's he's like a very, very funny guy. We will have to call Robbie for a tiebreaker at some point. He's also in that Journey cover band called Voyage. Oh, wait, I'll give a plug. Check out this great Journey cover band called Voyage. The next segment will be brought to you by Voyage, best Journey cover band ever. Hugo from Valentine is the singer, and he does a better Steve Perry than Steve Perry.
Wow.
No, I'm not even fucking with you.
No, that's.
By the way, that Journey cover band makes more money than I'm looking at the guarantees right now than like 3/4 of the bands on earth.
Oh, I'd believe it.
Yeah. Oh,
I'd believe it.
You know what? The one I'm in love with that I just can't get enough of, Yachtly Crew, is it's.
By the way, that's Jim Lentz, who is absolutely,
who's
Kiefer's agent. He does
Yes,
Yachtly Crew.
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm part of the management team for them. So that's
you are?
yeah.
Oh,
so
so you
that's
would know that.
And
So
Andy
wait,
Gould.
that's a fucking shameless plug. You can't be like, oh, I'm in love with them. Can you shameless plug them?
Oh, we can shameless plug all we want. When Izzy has a show, we can shameless plug his shows. He shameless plugs 3 times an episode.
Right, exactly. Like Peter.
Yeah, but
we can
you
shameless plug.
co-manage them, so you have to shameless plug them. You can't be like, I love them.
Oh no, I'm shameless plug. Yeah.
Okay.
That's yeah. I mean, Andy Gould's the day-to-day, but I help out. You know, we're part of the same team, so it's like I'm part of the team, and I just love that band. And I fell in love with them before I was part of the team. But it's just they're so much fun, and I'm telling you, a lot of these cover bands, you're absolutely right. They make more money at this point than half the bands make.
Yes.
But again, it goes back to what you're saying about Night Ranger. You go to a Yachtly Cruise show and you are a complete, you just submit yourself to, it's the late 70s, early 80s again, and you don't have a worry in the world other than making sure that drink in your hand stays full and you're dancing and singing every song and every lyric. That's it. So it's like,
just to let you know, so like at my wedding, so they sing Exile, Kiss You All Over.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, shameless plug, Primary Wave owns that song. So pay up, motherfuckers. But just so you know, so like Jen and I, my wife and I, we're at a Yachtly Cruise show, and they sang, and I mean, they do that song. I mean, I think they actually do it as good as Exile.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Maybe at this point better. I'm not sure. I haven't seen Exile, but
yeah, it's they do a good. There's not a song they don't just slay.
That was actually one of our songs at our wedding.
Oh wow!
I mean, maybe a little pornographic for "Kiss You All Over" as our song, but whatever. We're adults.
I don't. We were so funny when you say that, a little pornographic, because when Rika and I were going through songs for the wedding, we were like, "Yeah, I can't play that song in front of grandparents. Can't do that one." We're like, one of the ones we were thinking was "Leather and Lace" with Don Henley and Stevie Nicks, and we're like, "Yeah, I can't. That's not really grandparent appropriate." I don't know.
We actually did. You know, it's funny. We had a quartet. We were walking down, and we did "Miracles" by Jefferson Starship. Because every night we were dating, and I was in New Zealand with Jefferson Starship, and I'd FaceTime her during that song, because they just do it so wonderfully. But then our song was "Shining Star" by the Manhattans.
Oh, really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
But that was like our first dance. But like "Kiss You All Over" was like our song to get everybody fucking going.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I think my wedding song is going to be a song I'm going to write called "How Drunk Were You When You Decided to Do This?"
and the sequel is going to be very.
Yes.
It sounds like it's going to be a country song, right, Izzy?
Yes. Totally.
How drunk were you when you decided to do me, or something? I don't know, whatever.
Do me.
So, you know what the best part of this podcast about M3 is? We spent like 3 minutes on M3. That's the best part of it.
But it was a quality 3 minutes.
No, I know. Yes. It was totally quality.
But you know what? It's about you.
Yeah. It's about us.
Yeah, it's about the conversation.
But another M3 question that I'm really interested in, again, from the management side. I don't think people realize what goes on behind the scenes, especially with COVID over the last year and a half. We're going on 2 years right now. And the impact that it has on touring, the impact that it has on production and shows. Did you have to, how impactful was COVID on what you're doing with M3? Because I know M3 was the first show I went to coming out of COVID last year. And it was literally, I got vaccinated just to make sure I was vaccinated for M3. That was it. It was like,
yeah. I mean, I want to say M3 might've been the first festival last year.
I think it was, honestly. Yeah. And if I recall correctly, one of the shuttle guys was telling me that they literally had just lifted mandates like 2 days earlier or something in the county M3 was in.
Yeah, I mean, we moved it 3 times, and we thought about moving it again or just canceling it for the year. But we just felt like, you know what? It's not about winning and losing this year. It's about having it. It's about getting people out. And that was uber important to us. And we had it for 11 years. We're very fortunate that people show up and people care about it. And so it wasn't about numbers for us. Clearly wasn't our most successful year, let's call it what it was. But People showed, people cared. And you know what? That was a big deal to us. The artists were grateful to be there. We were grateful to have them. Obviously, people had to cancel. And I'm somewhat brain dead, so I don't remember who did. I'm sure Loudness did, because I always do.
Loudness did. Yeah.
No matter what, it's like, it's so funny. Like my wife always blames something on like one of like our daughter's friends. Like no matter what, even if she's like hasn't been in the house for like 4 months, it's always like that girl's fault. But it's like, I'm sure it's Loudness canceled no matter what. Like we're always going to blame it on them because. And by the way, we want Loudness to show up. They're great.
Yeah.
You know, but like someone like, listen, it was not easy. Okay. You know, there are bands that we want that we just cannot get. They will not play right now. And that's, man, we respect it. Okay. And we're not going to force anybody to do something they don't want. Oh, wait, sorry. I went to low power mode.
Good times.
Wait, I'm back. I might have to get a plug to just plug this in for a second.
It's all good.
Because this is too much fun. Can we edit that part out for a second?
Oh no, this is live.
Yeah. Well, no, live to tape.
No. I love that though. There's no editing here.
No,
so anyway,
it's all.
No, just being serious for a sec. It was definitely hairy, you know, but we made the best of it. I think the fans that came, the consumers that came, made the best of it. Some people don't like the venue's mandates. I can't control that.
Yeah.
Okay. Personally, I support whatever the venue says. I think there's no better venue in the country. Okay. And I will swear by that. I mean, Paul, you saw them. You saw how they treat people, how they treat artists, from top to bottom. I don't think there's a better place. And that comes from the leadership of that venue. And I don't think there's a better place. And because of that, I have very high standards of what this festival is and means. And the IMP people and the Merriweather Post people, whether it's the security people, the people that serve the beer, the people that clean up, the people that drive the forklifts, they're all the fucking best people in the world. And they're kind to everybody. And they take pride in what they do. And like I said, it comes from the general manager to the operator of the venue down. And there's something to be said about that. And you could tell by the way that venue looks and feels. And wait, don't go anywhere. Got to get a plug because we're going to run out of juice.
Running out of juice.
I mean, come on, you're like talking like I'm a big manager and all this shit, and I can't even hold like a charge. Who's more small time than me?
Paul, I was going to tell you, you were so good at that intro. You're almost up to about 3 sides of the coin level of talent for starting the show. So good job.
I can't tell if there's sarcasm embedded in that or not.
I'm just being a dick.
I like when you do the intros because you just have the booming radio personality. So.
I know. I just have
we got some charge now. So Let me ask you. Wait, I got to put you back because my dome is like not in this thing now.
There we go.
So let me ask you something. What's your take on all this? The variant coming back. We obviously went on sale today. I haven't seen the numbers obviously in the last hour because we've been jibber jabbering about it.
Yeah.
Hey, let's see if I got something here. Let's see if we sold out. Nope, that wasn't it. My kid did receive an A. Wait, by the way, though, my kid received an A in geometry as a freshman.
Hey, nice.
So that's another thing that's going to set me back financially. So guys, buy tickets to M3 because I'm getting poor. Anyway, listen, there's going to be mandates. Okay.
Yeah.
And people are going to have to either deal with it or not deal with it. It is what it is. And I can't control them. The three of us can't control them. Let's not get into politics, people. Come and fucking see rock shows.
Yep.
And that's what I was just going to say. We've been going to Rika and I, Izzy's been to a bunch. We go to as many shows as we can. And it's just what I have noticed we go to several a week. I think what we have noticed is that the live music community seems to have grown stronger because of this, because the people that are at shows, it's just, it's like we're all there together, and we're all like, you know what, despite the fact that if you turn on the news, they're telling you stay in your houses because you're going to get COVID, we're out there anyway, and we're having fun, and we're not getting COVID. You know, we're out there, we're having drinks, we're dancing. We went to see Robbie Krieger the other night. It was beyond sold out at the Whiskey, and it was literally everybody around us. We literally made friends with like everybody around us. I put this kid on my Instagram page that was there. I was talking to his dad. I still text his father, who I just met that night. Rika made friends with these girls. They were dancing the whole night. It's like everybody, it's just, we're all in this together. And I think if anything, I hope this will bring us as a community back together, because I think music has gotten very splintered over the last several years. And, you know, with the internet and everything's gotten very sectored, and it's very mechanical. And I think maybe we needed to step back to bring us back forward and to realize we are a community, and there is something special about live music. And by not experiencing it for a year and a half, we miss it and appreciate it more now, because I know that's how I feel. I mean, I literally, I will not miss a show if I can. It's just, I want to see everybody right now.
Right. Well, look, and go ahead.
No, you have to, Izzy.
No, I was going to say, it's like, you know, when we did Monsters on the Mountain in Pigeon Forge in October, and I mean, that was the first Monsters of Rock Cruise event, you know, since the last time we were on the boat. And just to be so lucky to be back with that family again, and with the crew and the bands and the fans and everybody, and just hug people and enjoy the music and be in that element again. It felt so good. And that's why I'm so stoked for the cruise in February. It's like, it's the exact same thing. It's like, my God, I am so lucky to be able to be a part of this. And Monsters on the Mountain is October again next year. That's another shameless plug. Sorry.
By the way, though, I will tell you, Larry Moran. I'll plug Larry Moran, because he's another one. I mean, I've known Larry forever. Yeah. I mean, man, much respect for that guy. What he has done and turned his brand into, I mean, wow. I mean, just much respect for everything that Larry does. He's worked his ass off to make it happen. I think, once again, he's like one of the gentlemen of the business.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm looking for it.
I fucking follow in his footstep anywhere, anytime, because every time he and I talk, like, I just feel like it's just like a plethora of information I'm gathering from him every single time. Yep. And we talk, I mean, we talk fairly often. And he's just, I mean, the dude's fucking brilliant, you know? And by the way, I say stuff like this, and I'm complimentary about people, because I feel like people I love to surround myself with are way smarter than me. I don't want to be a smart guy. I want to be surrounded by people way smarter than me.
That's why Paul hangs out with me.
Because he's smarter than you?
Yes,
it makes me feel smarter.
It makes him feel smarter. Yes, absolutely.
Because he's like, dude, you're on TV. Fucking dress the part. I'm not going to dress the part, but you fucking need to dress the part.
But we're not on TV.
How do you
know?
The internet. You know what? Maybe I'm going to buy time on a Fox network and put this on.
All right. Well, then I'll put my suit coat on and a nice little shirt on.
I don't have that kind of money, but if I did, I'm just saying.
Izzy, you know, when you do your little crowdsourcing things, I will pay money to see you in a suit to do a podcast episode.
Okay.
By the way, I want to, you know what? That's a brilliant idea. Can I just tell you? Can we get like 5 rock guys? Okay. And I have to be now included.
Okay.
Okay. You know, like Between Two Ferns, one of the greatest things that ever came out on the internet.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
So why can't we get 5 rock guys in a suit? And like buy time, we'll all pitch in, buy time on like the cheapest cable TV station that there is, which is going to be somewhere in Appalachia.
Oh yeah, Sheboygan, you know.
Totally. But whatever, we're still on TV.
Yeah.
And go and do like this kind of thing, with with the three of us, Larry, we'll find Andy Gould will be great because nobody will understand a word he's saying.
Nobody understand a word he's saying.
and by the way, none of us will ever get a chance to talk.
No. It's like, Arthur, shut up.
Yeah, totally. And so why don't we just do that? And it will be like not between two ferns, but it would just be 5 rock guys in a suit.
I love it.
And a singlet bottoms,
And a singlet.
suit tops.
Oh my God.
5 rock guys in a singlet in Appalachia. Shameless plug. That's our show.
Oh, and by the way, shameless plug back to Andy Gould. I blame the fact that I look more like Death Warmed Over than I normally do because last night was our company Christmas party. So we went to dinner, then we went to the Havana Room for cigars and drinks. Then we went to the Rainbow. It was literally, it was a long night last night.
By the way, I actually went out last night too, and I never do it. Let me ask you guys something. What's your whole deal with NFTs? You believe in it? You buying it into it?
NFT?
Yeah. Do you even know what they are, Izzy?
Nope.
Here's the thing.
So Izzy's not. Oh wait, we know Izzy's not buying into it then.
Yeah, he's not buying into it. I'm fascinated by
digital
it.
collectibles, basically.
Yeah, those gimmicks. Okay. Yeah.
I kind of am wondering if they've played themselves out to a certain extent already. And I also I think another part of it is I don't know how much our audience is really into them.
Our audience is not into it yet.
But you look at on the EDM side and everything, it's completely different. I mean, when you look like the street culture and everything, it's completely different. I feel like our audience is so devoted and so loyal, but at the same time, they're also the slowest adapters to a lot of things. We've still got people buying CDs and not listening to Spotify or Apple Music. And it's just, to me, so I don't know how effective it'll be for us in our world, meaning, the arena rock world, that spectrum, but I'm definitely fascinated by them.
Yeah. I mean, I think you said it best. I think that it's going to take Def Leppard, Guns, Metallica, super groups. To do something with it. I don't think, but I did go to like this street kind of NFT exhibit last night that my friend produced. And I mean, wow, is it a big thing? It's a big deal. I mean, at Art Basel in Miami, that's all they did. I mean, there was people that made millions of dollars selling NFTs. And listen, I'm certainly not an expert in it. I mean, my company has taken a big position in it.
Mm-hmm.
But wow, I mean, but I think you said it best.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just shows you how slow we are to get into it because KISS has not done it yet as well. Or have they?
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, they have not. But I think you got to be bigger than, KISS is as big as it comes in terms of merch and everything. I think you have to be younger than KISS to do it. And I think still Metallica, obviously Guns.
It's got to be pop cultural at this
point. But I actually think Maiden could do something as well, even though they skew older, but there's just something about their art. There's going to be an original piece there that could be a digital collectible. And there's going to be some wealthy dude and it's going to be a dude. I'm not being sexist, but it's going to be a dude that's going to want.
And he might also have a Rush album in his collection.
Yeah, totally. And that's all they have.
Yeah. Well, that's not me.
That's it. Yeah, it's not you. That's right. It's
not me.
Not a Rush fan.
I can't count past Peter Criss.
Yeah. So, but can I go down like some of the artists that are playing on M3? Can I shameless plug the best?
Yeah. No,
please,
go.
So I'm like, because I'm like brain dead, I'm going to go down the list. On Friday night, we have Count 77.
Yep.
As we talked about. And then Lizzie Borden. Never saw Lizzie Borden.
Yeah, I have, but not in a long time.
Yeah,
watched a lot of video though.
Yeah, he was on the Monsters Cruise a couple years ago, and the show was amazing. Absolutely.
I saw her a lot. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you. But no, I'm actually excited to see him, and I think like that night with Kix and Dora really works. We have this artist that I'm looking at called Fireworks. I'm not really sure. No, but we did that fireworks show.
You, my friend,
I
get
do-
you get a Pat Fontaine laugh.
We did a fireworks show last year.
Yeah.
And obviously, because we did on July 4th weekend, and it was actually just freaking cool. So why not fucking do it again?
I do have a funny Lizzie Borden story. I was back in the days where I tended to drink a lot more than I do now. We were at the Rainbow, and I was several sheets to the wind, and I was talking to Lizzie Borden, and somebody walked up, and I introduced them to Thin Lizzy.
Oh, no way. By the way, that's epic.
I was like,
Oh, that is amazing.
have you met Thin Lizzy? It was just one of the
Wait, have you met Thin Lizzie Borden compared to Fat
Thin
Lizzie
Lizzie
Borden?
as opposed to Fat Lizzie Borden.
You know who people really want to see? Vane.
Yeah.
Yeah, those bands, and here's like people are very passionate about those bands because they don't get a chance to see them all the time because
Right.
they don't do a lot.
Yeah, totally.
Is Vane on Friday night?
Vane's on Saturday. So Saturday is Lillian Axe, Vane, Heaven's Edge. The over under 2.5. We go each way on that one. We will get a tiebreaker. Probably announce it on stage after. I will figure out what gift that will be. It will probably be a Heaven's Edge, one of a kind singlet for you.
Singlet, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 2 sizes too small, please.
Only an extra medium for everybody. Tony Harnell. It's funny. I've never had, I'm looking at the EdMat. I've never had it like this. On the same line, Tony Harnell, the voice of, and Stephen Piercy, the voice of.
The voice of. Line. I noticed that.
That's an M3 first, everybody. So by the way, if you are listening, for the 17 people in Appalachia that are listening to this and watching, if we do have a question, and it's for a prize, and we ask, the question is, has there ever been an artist the voice of on the same line? The answer is, this is the first, and you have to name those artists. We just named them. So
we just did them.
Yep, Blue Oyster Cult, Extreme, and then Kiefer on Saturday.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Everybody loves Nuno.
Yep.
You know.
Everybody. Yeah, I'm anxious to see them. I haven't seen Extreme. They did a show in Irvine, and I actually was not able to see them because I was dealing with other business at the time backstage. But I'm looking forward to seeing them.
Was that one a really long time ago when it was like 370 degrees out?
Yeah, but I think we might need to be more specific. But yeah, 370 degrees makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, like when you sat on that bleacher, you had like a burn mark on your ass.
Yeah, your ass blisters.
A bleacher burn mark.
Yeah,
I was there.
Exactly. Yeah. You're like, I was there. I still have the scar to prove it.
Yeah, it's now a tattoo or branding on my ass. Either way. So Sunday is Burning Witches, Leatherwolf, Choir Boys, XYZ, Zebra, Ingve, Striper, Skid Row. Don't forget your Slave to the Grind coffee, which will be on sale at M3 Rock Festival. It is a Colombian and Brazilian roast. So you like that? I fucking rock that right there. And then Tesla.
Oh yeah.
By the way,
great.
I'm looking forward to trying that coffee. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
So you're saying you want something for free right here?
Where is it available?
You know what? I got a guy. I got a guy that knows a guy.
All right, I just have to, because I just looked this up because it was driving me crazy because I loved this song. Tony Harnell over COVID did a band called the Echo Bats, and it was Tony, Joel Hoekstra, James Lamenzo, Matt Starr, and Eric. So it's the Echo Bats, and the song is "Save Me from Loving You." And I swear, like, that came out when COVID was in the heart of we're all gonna die and this is the end of the world. And that song made me feel so good. I think I listened to it probably, I mean, no joke, dozens of times in a row. It would just like loop that song, and it was just, I loved that song. So hopefully Tony will play that song at M3.
So Tony, this is coming to you as a request. Wait, let's plug.
Yes.
Let's plug. Shameless plug. Tony,
Shameless
request
plug.
straight from this, going
Paul
back to
Gargano.
our radio promotion days. Okay.
Yes.
Tony, we have a very important request from Metal Edge that please do the song. And if you don't, there will be a cane that will pull you off the stage. We will beat you until you get back on the stage and fucking do it.
Until we will send.
Oh, wait,
will send,
sorry. That's not a request. The request is, Tony, we really love this song. Can you just do it for us?
And if you do, we'll send Izzy on stage to dance to it in a singlet.
Yes.
There you go. There you
And
go.
maybe get a Slave to the Grind coffee. That
There you
Colombian
go.
and Brazilian roast.
Paul, you should be very, very, very proud of me. He said "Slave to the Grind" how many times? Skid Row, the name has came up, and I have not done my Sebastian Bach impression.
Yeah, because you don't want to give Eric an epileptic seizure.
You know what? It's funny. I actually had a band at A&M called the Ass Ponies.
I remember the Ass Ponies.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I swear to God, I remember the Ass Ponies.
Yeah, and so he was on one of the late night talk shows, and they had a counter on how many times they could say "ass pony" in the 1 hour. It was awesome.
That's fucking great.
Is that fucking great?
Dude, that's fucking great.
There you go. We got it out. It's you literally just got to knock it out at the beginning half the time just so it's out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna need that.
Dude, they fucking said "ass pony."
Right. Yeah. So the Ass Pony counter was brought to you by Slave to the Grind Coffee.
There you go. There you go.
See, you got to fuck around. See, that's the thing. You know what? That's the thing. Everybody, like, if there's a lesson here besides listen to the podcast, go to M3 and have sex.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Dr. Jen Berman. No, the thing about this is, like, honestly, it's fucking rock and roll.
Exactly.
Let's have some fun with it.
Exactly.
Like, let's just not take it too serious. Okay.
Exactly.
But what I did want to say to you in response to what you were saying about before, Paul, and also it's kind of like 60s counterculture right now, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a very divided culture between people that believe in vaccinations and people that don't. And I'm not going to give my politics on this because my politics don't matter.
Yep.
The one thing I will say about all of this is that we live in America. Oh, that's my son, straight A student, Levi Baker. Going to give my kid a plug. The one thing I will say about this is that we live in a country that we get to say these things and not get arrested. So whether we believe in it, whether we don't believe in it, we still live in the greatest fucking place in the world. And that's all I'm going to say political. So we should all be grateful that we get to go out and see shows. But the other part is it's fucking rock and roll. Back in the day, people used to fuck in the back of the arenas. That's what you did. Yep. Now we're just a little bit saggier and probably need a pill to do that. So just have some fucking fun with it. Don't be so serious. Come see some fucking rock and roll when you can. Okay. Yep, and if it's not M3, go see it somewhere, preferably at M3. But if not at M3, but you know, like if you don't live in Baltimore and you can't fly in and you don't, whatever reason it is, it doesn't matter. Get out and see music. Support your fucking independent venues. Okay. It's very, very fucking important to support independent venues, no matter where you live. Okay.
Absolutely.
And support your artists, support your crews. I mean, the crews are really like not the cruises, but the band crews. Remember, these guys and girls have been out of work too.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
And they don't make royalties when they're out of work like the bands do.
Nope.
Okay. Yep. They make shit. And you know what? They need it also. So go out and support them. And I take this shit really fucking seriously. You know, they don't make a lot of money. They work their ass off. Okay. So support them, support everything about this.
Mm-hmm. And it's one of the reasons why I think it's really important to have people like you on, because I think we live in an era like back when we were growing up and we went and saw Motley Crue in the arena. We didn't know anything about what went on behind the scenes. There was no knowledge of that. We just knew that they melted our faces off when they played Dr. Feelgood or Shout at the Devil or whatever. Now everybody thinks they know everything about everything, and all this information's at everybody's fingertips, and they're actually dumber than they were 30 years ago. And people don't really understand everything that goes into everything. They just assume that every musician is rich. They just assume that you're a rock star, so you're a millionaire. And they don't know what it goes into being a crew member and being, you know, behind the scenes. What does it take to put a band out on tour? And I think it's really important, like, honestly, to educate people about that the right way, because they think they know and they don't. And it's,
They don't.
Kevin Martin has offered some really big insights over throughout the pandemic.
Kevin Martin from Candlebox.
Yeah, and that's,
so I managed Candlebox, by the way, just to let you know, for a long time.
Nice.
And Kevin, just to tell you, he is one of the smartest motherfuckers you'll ever deal with.
Yeah, Kevin is one of my favorite people in the music industry. I love him. I love Candlebox. I love Candlebox. I mean, honestly, they're one of my absolute favorite bands, which is a crazy thing to say for a band with like 5 records, but I love that band. I'll walk to somewhere to see Candlebox. I mean, I love them that much, but I think it's really important, and it started to come out a bit during COVID, you know, that people understand what goes into this and how it works. And, you know, just the fight. Like, I was talking to a promoter, and he was talking about how the story that nobody's telling, and I'll use Yachtly Crew as an example. You know, they played the Ventura Theater, and they sold 900 tickets pre-sale. 650 people showed up at the venue. This is, again, not to get political. People are buying tickets and not coming to the shows because they don't agree that they should have to wear a mask. They don't agree that they should have to be vaccinated. Like, but what people don't understand is those 250 people that didn't show up, that bought tickets, are the same 250 people that now aren't going to buy merch. Because if you can afford to not go to a show after you paid for the ticket, you would have been buying merch. You would have been buying beer. You would have been buying food. And this is all part of our infrastructure that we're losing out on. And it's a huge part of the business that I don't think people understand. And that's why it is important to get out there and support it.
Yeah. I mean, you got it. Like, listen, the merch person, like, think about it. Like, the merch person, and a lot of bands that we deal with, they don't have a real merch person on the road. They have a merch person that is hired by the venue that usually gets a bonus depending upon how much merch they sell. So it's like, that person's out of a gig now, or that person. I mean, it's a trickle down effect when a show gets canceled. And, you know, it's the guy that sweeps the floor, or the girl that sweeps the floor at the end of the night, that doesn't get to sweep the floor and clean the venue, the janitorial services, because there's no show.
Well, and think about it, like, everybody gets mad. I see people get mad when a band member gets COVID. All right. So first of all, we have to stop shows if band members have COVID. Period. End of story. Like, this is it's not even up for debate. So if you want to get angry that somebody gets COVID, if you want to get angry that someone in KISS gets COVID, right, you're just being a selfish asshole, because at the end of the day, you can't play with COVID. Can't do it. That said, you're pissed off because you don't get to see the show, but at the same time, the crew doesn't work, the band loses money, the promoter loses money, everybody that was supposed to work that night, like you said, from sweeping the floor to selling beer, they all get called and said, don't come to work today. They don't get paid. They don't get to put food on their table. And it's a huge, the people that own the parking lots, they don't get paid. Like, everything impacts everything. And people need to realize that more.
Let me ask you a question. When somebody canceled the show because of laryngitis because there was ever fucking COVID, did people get pissed, or they just get upset because they had to change their plans?
Yeah. And it's inconvenient. Sorry you have to change your plans, but this is the world we live in. And, you know, safety has to be first. And that was one of the things that really impressed me about M3. And I was there last year. And like I said, it was my first event coming out of COVID. And it was, you know, there wasn't a COVID outbreak. None of us came home sick.
There was not a COVID outbreak.
And we, you know what? Every night we all congregated in the hotel bar lobby, lobby at the hotel bar. And it was like, we closed that thing every night. And it was just, you know, we did it and we had fun. And there was no fallout from it. Like, I had the feeling, it felt like being on one of the cruise ships, but we're at a hotel, because literally you go watch the bands all day, you come back, you hang out in the hotel until they shut the bar down at 2 a.m. And I loved it because we're all LA people. I loved it because I could pay for beer all night, and my bar tab's $80, as opposed to that being one round when you're in LA.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, $3 for a Bud Light? What the hell?
I know. By the way, just so you know, so, you know, with management, everything, I believe as a manager that you need to be in your band spaces. I feel like, you know, and once again, that comes back to my radio promotion days. Got to be in front of programmers. Like, business gets talked about on the phone and closed in person. Okay. So, you know, and a lot of these artists were on the road before cell phones. So, you know, they're used to a manager being on the road. By the way, ask Snake and Rachel about some great fucking Doc McGee and Scott McGee stories on the road. I mean, and by the way, they're two of the funniest guys you'll ever talk to. That being said, you know, you got to be on the road. So I've probably been to 40 shows this year. You're about to raise my hand. Is that me? I keep getting a thing that says I'm about to raise my hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not now, I guess. But not now. I don't know what that is. My hands are over here, people. Not doing anything weird. So
we always do
40
hand
shows.
checks when Izzy's hands are under the table for too long. We do some hand checks every once in a while.
Yeah, pants check and hand check. I got it. So I've been. Our daughter went to University of Wisconsin this year in a sorority. We had to go to like frat parties, pregame, bars at night, 2 football games. Dude, I'm only sitting in the student section at a University of Wisconsin football game. I'm going fucking crazy because they do jump around by House of Pain at the end of the 3rd, beginning of the 4th. And if you've never seen it, go to YouTube, check it out. Wait, shameless plug for YouTube. Only the biggest way in the world to find music. So I think someone's actually heard of them before. They don't need our stinking shameless plugs. And so, you know what? I have not gotten COVID.
Yeah, me either.
And I'm vaxxed. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And that's what I say too. You know what? I got COVID back in March before I was vaxxed. I'm vaxxed and I'm out multiple nights a week. You know, my wife and I are planning a trip. We just got tested just for safety's sake, and we're both negative. But it's just like we literally, you know, we got to go do our thing. And what I call it is we've just assimilated. We've assimilated to being responsible. You know, I'm not going to go around. I do wash my hands more. I do, you know, hand sanitize, all that stuff. But it's like, you know, you just assimilate.
Well, you have to wash your hands because you're taking dumps every time you look at food. I mean, you set yourself up. You know,
I set myself up for that one.
And that was a great callback to the beginning of the show. So
that was a great, Although I don't think we were on the air when we talked about that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that was
Gotcha. All 3 of us had to take a shit before we went on the air.
By the way, shameless plug. Wait, shameless plug. Toto Toilets. This segment is brought to you by Toto Toilets.
This segment is brought to you by Kirkland Moist Flushable Wipes.
Totally. Actually, I got to tell you, I'm still into touch medicated pads.
Touch medicated pads.
And you cannot fucking go generic when you're talking ass wipes.
God.
For all you people out there, as you get old, well, you're all old. You're watching this, okay?
Yeah. If we're talking about M3, the average age isn't 12.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Wait, here's another survey question. Tux medicated pads, or are you going generic?
I never go generic.
I would probably go generic just to see if there was a difference. But there's certain things work generic, certain things don't. Like I'll tell you flat out, and I have more information than anyone needs to know. The only toilet paper you will ever find in our house, and even over COVID, I bought it by the case to make sure we had it. Angel Soft is the only toilet paper you'll find in our house ever.
Wait a sec. He was one of those that went to Costco. Fucking they let anybody else get in there.
Oh, by the way, Costco was all out. I went on Amazon and ordered from the commercial side of Amazon and got like literally 80 toilet paper rolls delivered. That was like, I paid through the ass for it, no pun intended.
That's why you have no ends left.
That's why I can't look at food. Adam
Carolla has said for how long there's 2 things that you should invest your money in. Is the 2 things that you spend the most time in is your bed and your car. But I've amended that and added your ass. Spend money on good toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Yes. I'm gonna amend that even more. There's 2 things that are very comfortable. And if you're not comfortable with that, if you don't get a good clean wipe and your feet aren't comfortable, and you got like your ass isn't good and your feet aren't good, your day
dead.
sucks.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Trying to
Absolutely.
be outside in a festival back in the 70s with bad ass and bad feet
Yep. Yep.
Swampy ass and
with
swampy feet.
100% humidity.
And
I
ball
mean, life
soup.
is just a world of shit.
Ball
No pun
soup.
intended.
Ball soup sounds like a good name for like an all-star jam at the end of M3.
Which one?
Ball soup could be like an all-star jam at the end of M3.
Oh,
Ball
totally.
soup is what you ball soup is what we should call like the lobby after M3 at the hotel.
Totally. But, you know, we used to actually do a jam. We used to have like a band that played at the hotel at night. And you know who put it? No one's supposed to put it together before COVID was Chad from Fast.
Ah.
Because
That
Chad's
explains
such
why-
a great fucking ringleader.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
is.
yeah.
He is.
Like, who's
He
gonna
is.
say no to him? Like, everybody loves him. Like, who's gonna fucking say no? You know, hey, I'm putting together a band. Okay. Hey,
Yeah,
there's
okay.
free beer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
All
he
right.
says yes a lot. I mean, he's a drummer in my Ace Frehley tribute band. So there you go. Ball soup, of course, brought to you by Dollar Shave Club and the ball spray. So there you go.
By the way, that's awesome.
It's the greatest thing ever.
That is. That's epic. I wish I had some Tux medicated wipes here. I mean, I could totally. But wait, I'm going to give a shameless plug right here. Wait, you too can have a Jefferson Starship vinyl, Mother of the Sun.
Nice.
By the way, can I just tell you
Autographed by
really
the
fucking
band?
cool? Look at this. Look at this art. Can I just tell you something
Wow.
really
That's
fucking cool
badass.
story?
That is badass.
And this is why fucking rock and roll is so cool. Not that like, so I played lacrosse and I mentor like lacrosse players, and I went to school in Boston. And so one of the guys I spoke at Boston U, where I played, and one of the parents goes, you know, my son, who I actually watched him play in high school out here, and he just happened to go to BU to play. He says, you know, my son's a really good artist. I'm like, well, why isn't he, you know, take a jab at the Jefferson Starship cover? And all the parents like, this guy's fucking full of shit, you know, like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame guys, whatever. So I'm like, no, seriously. And they're all like, well, why would the fuck that happen? I'm like, why wouldn't it happen? Like, you ever see like Johnny Depp in Below when he's like, when they're like, well, how are you going to get the pot across the border? He's like, I'm going to fly it. Like looking at them like they're crazy. Like, how else am I going to get across? The
How else am I
Yeah,
gonna get
exactly.
across? Yeah.
You know, like, how are you going to get the Coke from Colombia to America? You're not going to get it by donkey. He's like, I'm going to fly it. So I gave like the same type of answer. So anyway, every single thing in here is done by collage art.
Wow.
And so he started working on this. We gave him the concept, and it was all pixelated. And I'm like, dude, this is like incredible. Like the concepts are unbelievable, but it's pixelated. He goes, yeah, it's collage art. I don't know how to do graphic art.
Oh my God.
So he literally learned how to do graphic art and put all of his
wow.
collages into graphic art to do this. By the way,
Oh,
I'm going to give you Nick Moeller, artist. I'm going to give him. And he's also mentioned in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now. So he's out of college now, but he was still in college, and he is now archived in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Wow, that is
Wow.
That's
badass.
why, and it's not about like Jefferson Starship in this instance. It's about, once again, why rock and roll is so fucking cool. Okay. Like, let's not be so fucking serious. This was a fucking simple conversation about art. And he just happened to get it. And he totally fucking got it.
and he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And he's
archives.
archived in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at the age of 21.
That's badass.
It is badass. And you know what? We talked about ass wipes. We talked about people taking their shirt off. We talked about ball sacks, singlets. We actually had real conversations about independent venues needing money and crews and stuff like that. Rock and roll is a fucking mainstay of all of our lives. And you know what? The trolls on any one of these sites, and I don't give a shit if it's in an artist site and you're trolling because you don't like the fact that an artist doesn't have one of the members in the band. You know what? Fuck you for doing that. Okay? You don't like it, keep it to your fucking self. All right?
Yep.
These guys have feelings too.
Yep.
Okay? They're probably more sensitive because they're artists.
Yeah,
Okay?
exactly.
Okay? They have fucking feelings. Okay? The people that put these festivals together, they put their heart and soul into it to try to like make things great for you. We don't always make money either. all these promoters, especially a lot of these indie promoters, okay, where you go and we're in a different boat, but a lot of these indie promoters that do smaller shows, and you guys, and I go on a lot of those sites to like, because these guys call me and ask advice. They like, and people are fucking complaining. Don't fucking complain to these guys. Yep. They're doing their best. Yep. All right. Just have a fucking heart, people.
Yep, exactly. The only thing that I say to that is to all those motherfuckers, all 10 little fingers, all 10.
Yeah, dude, Izzy, I love that. But you know what? We're all here for the same thing, and you guys are fucking awesome, and I appreciate you supporting M3 and me personally, but more importantly, bringing Metal Ed back. Like, how fucking badass is that?
Right. It's been an awesome, and we're looking soon. We're gonna have the content side of it up, and it's gonna be great. It's a great team. I love the team over there. It's fantastic, and I think hopefully we're gonna have a bunch of the Metal Edge people come out to M3, hopefully, and it's big things coming up.
Well,
I think we're gonna have Metal Edge on the Monster Rock cruise.
That brand, that just be like associated with that brand. I mean, like I've been such like a fucking follower. Even though we were on a call and somebody said it came out in 2020. Just saying.
Just really quick. All the shameless plugs today have been brought to you by Beater Amplification. That's 2easbeateramplification.com. 100 watts of testicular fortitude. There you go. Beateramplification.com. Bringing you all of your shameless plugs today.
All right. Very, very good. And I just my AirPod just gave me the little tweaking sound that it's dying, which means I have to switch other ones, but it might be good. Now I know, Eric, I told you this is going to be about 45 minutes, and I think we're at an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I know you have I know you have stuff to do.
Yeah.
You have a festival that may have launched today.
I got a festival that may have launched. I have 2 artists that are playing. I have my dad's in the hospital. I got to pick up a kid. And I have to go pick 7 guitars up to go get signed, and 38 texts, and let's see how many, and only 48 emails. But let's see if they populated yet. Let's see if I have any sale.
That's great.
Oh, no. 59, 63. I'm up to 63 emails since we got on.
I'm afraid to even go look.
The good news is 21 of them are on Gmail, so they could just be deleted.
Yeah.
delete.
Eric,
but
I did appear in 168 searches today.
Oh, the LinkedIn. If you got your LinkedIn update.
I don't know what that means though.
I love my favorite email that I get on a daily basis. I get the email from the United States Postal Service showing me all the mail that's supposed to get delivered
I
that
get that
day,
also.
Just to remind me of how fucked up everything at the Postal Service is when none of that mail actually arrives. It's like you're basically just advertising how your people don't do their job properly.
By the way, the funny thing is I get that also, but I have that on a Yahoo email, which I look at once a week because that's all my spam email.
Yep.
Yeah,
No, I get that. Eric, really quick, because I know you got to bounce. People want to get tickets. What's the website for the fest? Is it just m3.com? I don't know.
What, now you're getting into like real shit. No.
Yeah.
No.
M3singlets.com.
M3. You can see both the beans and the franks.com. It is I mean, honestly, I'm the worst fucking promoter ever because all I should have been doing is talking about where you get tickets. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster. If you can't remember to go to Ticketmaster.com, you could go to M3rockfest.com. And there's a ticket page right there that will bring you there. You could go on our Facebook page at M3 Rockfest. You could go onto our Instagram. It's right in the link is in the bio. I'm sure we're spamming the fuck out of you right now. No, we actually don't do that. If we did, we'd probably sell more tickets. But we won't do that to people. I will tell you that if anybody listening, Rockstar VIP is sold out already. There are some VIP tickets.
Oh, wow, it did.
Yeah, Rockstar sells out like in a second and a half. There are VIP tickets still available. which will include early entry, VIP seats, the VIP only show Friday night. You get a swag bag, which includes a t-shirt. All tickets right now are 3-day tickets. So whether you're getting VIP or lawn, they are 3-day only. If tickets are available in March, we then put on 1-day sales. That usually happens, usually are a limited number of 1-day sales that go on.
Okay.
And I will say this, just if you are out, like this obviously this will be sitting for a while, but I want to throw out to Aaron Marcus, who is going to be on next week when we do the Drunken Listener Summit. Aaron Marcus is going to be one of the drunken listeners, and I actually met him at M3 last year. He came up to me, said he loves the podcast.
Oh, nice.
Izzy got upset because he didn't mention Izzy, but and I said to him, and I exchanged information with him, and I said, you know what, next time we have listeners on, I'll make sure you're on. And so Aaron, who I met at M3, will be on next week's podcast as one of the listeners as we debate rocks versus toys in the attic, right, Izzy?
Yep.
Nice.
Absolutely.
What's your take? We're going track by track, rocks versus toys in the attic. What's your guess for which one wins?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's toys.
Toys.
Oh, yeah.
That's my gut. It's interesting though, because we go track 1 versus track 1, track 2 versus track 2, track 3, and it's interesting because when the tracks line up like that, sometimes you get surprised.
I know. I mean, it's toys in the attic though.
Yeah, I for me that it's that album, absolutely. But it'll be interesting to see how it comes.
Yeah.
Isn't Big 10-inch on toys?
Excuse me?
Isn't the song
Big 10? Yeah, Big 10-inch.
So doesn't that go with our whole singlet thing right now?
Yes.
I mean, so can we really actually even think about any other record at this point?
I mean, but you could also make the argument that rocks have something to do with the singlet also. So
yeah, well, but they go under the Big 10-inch, the rocks. So
all right, there you are. Yes,
Eric
all right.
Baker, thank you so much. It was
thank
a pleasure,
you guys.
my friend.
Wait, you guys haven't said where you
you.
can listen to the podcast.
Oh, they know. Everybody knows. If people can't figure out where to listen to a podcast, then they got bigger problems. No, it's everywhere podcasts are heard. It's anything Apple. I do it through Apple Music, Apple Podcasts rather, but it's on Apple. It's on all the platforms.
Yep. Is it on Spotify?
Platforms.
It is on Spotify.
It is on Spotify. It is on Apple.
iHeart.
Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can find it, and it's also on YouTube after we go live.
So let me ask you this: when is this one going live?
Monday.
Oh wow,
we'll go live Monday.
It'll be up on Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. So I gotta actually post this shit on Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would be nice.
Okay, cool.
They'll be late.
It'll be nice.
I mean, due to my heavy duty, promotional schedule on Monday.
Yeah. But also,
also
if you
while you're shopping for singlets online,
dude, I am telling you, I'm going to buy a singlet that says Heaven's Edge on it so I could get it embroidered Heaven's Edge for the plus minus. You know what? What do you think?
Rika might divorce me if a singlet shows up in the mail. I am just going to go out on a limb. And
by the way, though, can we just take this one step further before we end this? The loser has to wear it on stage at M3 and introduce a band.
Okay.
What's the contest?
The over/under on Dave Rath.
Oh, the over/under on Dave Rath.
Dude, where have you been? I'm so glad I had to recuse myself from this. But by the way, you can make a bet with me. It could be another bet. You know what? How about the toys? I took toys in the attic.
I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go rocks. But
here's the thing. Eric. You don't know Izzy as well as I do. Deep down inside, Izzy wants to introduce a band on stage.
Of course. No. I am a whore. I do anything I can to get on stage. So there you go.
You could get on stage and introduce a band anyway.
I would love
but it's the singlet that is the essence of the intro.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Or just my pure talent.
No.
Singlet. It's
all
absolutely the singlet.
All 10.
All 11. How about Izzy? How about all 11?
All 11.
All 11.
How come one's sticking down?
Eric,
That segment brought to you by Viagra.
Yeah, exactly. All 10 and a third. What the
Exactly.
oh, that's fucking great. Eric
Once again,
Baker, thank you.
A fucking honor to be part of
Eric,
what you
thank
guys
you.
do.
Thank you. And thank you for being with us for as long as you were. Well, we
Yes.
went a little long there.
By the way, I'll do it anytime. Can I just do this? Like, can we just make a monthly segment?
Make a monthly
I would love
segment.
to.
Seriously, we'll do the M3 corner. We'll just come in and we'll come in. We'll pretend we're going to talk about M3, but we'll talk about singlets and shameless plugs.
Yeah, can we just? Yeah, seriously. Like, whenever you don't have a guest, just call me.
Just
Yeah,
call it.
And we'll schedule 45 minutes, and it'll just be the entire day.
It'll just
All
be
right,
we'll just
there you go.
the whole day. We'll be like,
No matter
hey, we
where
got
I
no
am,
calls
no matter
today.
what I have to do, I am in.
Well, that was pretty fucking sweet.
That was you know what's amazing. I think I said this in the thing too. Eric was like, it was about a half hour, 45 minutes. I'm like, yeah, because he has stuff he has to do today.
Yeah.
We just kept going. I mean, Eric's one of us.
Yep.
He might want to kill himself after hearing that. But no, he's a great guy, and it's I love talking to people in the industry. I love because again, I said it. I could be very belligerent about it, but everybody thinks they know everything about everything, and I think it's listening to people like us have conversations. Talking to Eric. Finding out what goes into something like, it's not, like the mandates by the venues and everything, it's not, we're not out there like trying to make everybody's life miserable. We're out there trying to make a living and like bring music to the masses, and there's rules we have to abide by, and it's not, we don't make them. We just do our best to abide by them. And you know what? I don't mind saying I'm more and more frustrated by it every day. I have no problem wearing a mask, but it's like, don't keep moving the goalposts on us all the time.
Yep, exactly.
But,
I mean, look, I look, personally, I don't like the mandates, but that's personally, you know, you have to do. I mean, when I have to show when I get carded at Denny's, it's frustrating. But if you want to go see a show, it's like, well, you have to deal with it,
Yep. No, absolutely. And you know what? I was at I went to 4 different places last night. To be fair, I am a regular at 2 of them. So they didn't ask me for I'm a regular at 2 of them. And I don't want to mention where they are, but even the ones, honestly, even the places like the Rainbow where I'm a regular and everybody, they know my vaccination schedule. They know I'm boosted. They know everything at the Rainbow. But even at the Rainbow and the Whiskey, I usually flash my phone anyway, because I don't want someone going, why didn't he have to show his? Well, because he's here 5 nights a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he spends the gross national product of Belize at our bar and restaurant, and we know he's vaccinated. But it's interesting because 2 of the places I went to last night, we didn't get checked, and it's some places follow it more closely than others. But I'm of the mindset of, I did what I had to do to protect myself and make me feel comfortable, so I'm living my life. That's it.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do. It's really funny because we were talking about M3 and we went through all the bands, and I might be wrong, and I meant to bring this up and we got sidetracked by singlets or something. I don't think we mentioned the band. Like, all right, the band I'm most hyped to see at M3 is Blue Oyster Cult, hands down. I love Blue Oyster Cult.
Yes, we talked about Blue Oyster Cult.
Eric mentioned, you
Eric brought it up,
I did bring it up, and Eric did mention he loves their agent. It's a TKO band. Full disclosure, my wife is like the COO of TKO. So every time Blue Oyster Cult is within like a half hour, she gets dragged. She brings me, and she has to sit through the whole show because I won't leave, and I love it. And it's fantastic, and City's on fire with rock and roll. But I'm psyched for them. I am always excited to see Stryper. I love Stryper, and I don't think we talked about Stryper at all on that. So I just want to throw a shout out to Stryper now, because I don't know that they came up, but I promise you I will be standing probably at the soundboard watching Stryper for their entire set.
Yeah, they sound so good live.
I'm one of those people that doesn't like standing side stage, because you're hearing monitor mixes, and it's just I'd rather be somewhere else in the venue where it's meant to sound good. Did I ever show you when Rika and I dressed as, I don't know if I showed all
you showed me. You showed
viewers.
me.
I don't think that everybody else saw. This is Rika and I with Chris Jericho at his birthday party. The rule was you had to dress like your favorite rocker. So Rika and I did Striper. And it was basically because Rika had the Robert thing down and she knew she was going to do it. And I didn't know what I was going to do. And then I was just like, I started poking around and I was like, I think I could put a Striper outfit together. And I wasn't even going for Michael. I was just going for like some amalgamation of Striper.
Yeah.
But it actually came out pretty damn good.
My God, King, the Lionheart was just on the show, King. Finally, after all these years, Jericho was finally on the show.
We got Jericho on the show. But yeah, no, it's Jericho will be on. We got a plan for that one. I mean, he'll be on. Nice. We'll have him on one of these.
Really quick, shout out to Sleaze Rocks. They hit me up. They wanted to do a year-end thing and a bunch of their favorite podcasters. And they said, yeah, just do it, type it out, whatever. So I sent them a video and I put the logo on it and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And they replied to me like, dude, that video is so fucking good. We're not going to get rid of it. We're going to use the video. So the video is going to be up on their site at some point talking about the show and stuff like that. So
very nice.
Yeah.
That was Sleaze Rocks.
Sleaze Rocks. Yeah.
Very good. Very cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of what else we have coming up. I'm going to be on Shiprocked. That is, I've confirmed that I'll be on Shiprocked with Drowning Pool, and Kurt Dimer. And I think we're going to be doing. They've already asked me if I wanted to do a bunch of like interviews on Shiprock, so I'll probably be doing the same thing you did. I'll tape a bunch of stuff. Just 5 short quickies. I'll tape some stuff, and then I think we will both be. As long as the stars align, this could be dangerous because we will have the two of us together for the first time doing on location with Monster on the Monsters of Rock cruise, which I can just tell you from my habits on cruise ships, my words are probably going to be slurring. Because whether it's really vacation or not, I treat it like vacation. And I'm usually good during the day because I'm not a big day drinker, but once night hits, forget about it. All bets are off. So.
Yep, exactly. And look, if and when we do a live taped show on the Monsters of Rock cruise, it'll probably be like right before karaoke. So it'll be 7-ish, 8-ish. So we'll be nice and lubed up, but have a lot of food in us at the same time. So we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll have a lot. We'll have a lot of food in us at the same time, and we'll be ready to go. So,
but yeah, so no, it's good. We got exciting couple of months coming up. So this is going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
We'll have a bunch of these tours that are happening. We're gonna have a bunch of the people on. It's going to be some good stuff coming up in the next couple of months.
It is going to be fun. Paul Gargano. Let me hit the outro music here so I can do this beautifully. Oh, it stopped. There we go.
I'm just watching you do things because I can't hear what's in your headphones.
No, I know, but it will look great on the video after it's all done and said and done. Paul Gargano, hit him up at Paul Gargano on the Instagram and on the Twitter. Find Metal Edge Magazine at Metal Edge Magazine on Instagram, at Metal Edge Mag on the Twitter. And then Metal Edge Magazine you can find on Facebook as well. You can find the show page, which is at Another Effin' Podcast. That is the home for it right now. But the title of it is Metal Edge Magazine's Another Effin' Podcast. You can follow me at Real Izzy Presley everywhere you can find Insta stuff and too, because that just makes it easier. So follow me, follow him, and tell us how great we are, and tell me how good I look, because goddamn right I look fucking sweet. And also hit the store, metaledgemag.com. There's a lot of great stuff available there. So
it's the store stocking up. I'm embarrassed to admit how much I just spent on the Metal Edge website. Actually spent buying. I bought 13 records the other day, and bitched to the guy that does all the e-commerce side of it that the record I wanted the most was sold out when I wanted to get Heartbreak Station from Cinderella because we have it on
Oh,
website.
yes, you do. Yes,
Right?
you do.
So I wanted Heartbreak Station, and I went to get Heartbreak Station, and it was sold out. But as I was going through, and again, I like it's an amazingly curated vinyl shop there. Shameless plug, since we're doing shameless plugs all show. This show is brought to you by the Shameless Plugs. But
Yes.
I ended up buying 13 CDs or 13 on vinyl albums.
Jesus Christ. Nice work.
One of which was the Destroyer anniversary edition.
Nice.
I'm looking very forward to getting that. There's stuff on there that I didn't even know was available on vinyl, and I'm a vinyl fanatic. I got there were a couple things. There's the Newly Deads album that was only limited to I think 200-300 copies. They've got a couple up there at Metal Edge. I got that.
Wow, nice.
I got the Mickey Rat demos, like Steven's Mickey Rat, and it's like there's some really cool stuff on there. So I bought 13 albums. You can do the math as to how much that cost. And then we were on our weekly call with all the magazines and titles at the company, and Tony goes, "Paul, you'll be happy to know we got Heartbreak Station back in stock." And I'm like, damn it. So I'm like, literally, and then I went and I was like, oh, wait, they've got the debut Winger album on green vinyl. I'll do that. And there's another one. There's 3 more records. I'm just like, oh, crap.
Oh, shit. All right, we'll see everybody next week for the Listener Drunken Summit. Aerosmith rocks versus Toys in the Attic. My name is Izzy Presley. On behalf of Paul Gargano, keep those chicken baskets in tow.